All right, a very good morning to you, and thank you so much once again for joining us on the program. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. This is actually where we look at all the issues as they affect us as Nigerians and as Abians. Thank you so much once again for joining us on the program this morning. My name is Ginika Olwaha. Now, representation of people in democracy matters most for every leader who has the interest of his people at heart. In the wake of agitation for creation of additional state for Southeast, and several interest groups have come up with similar concerns, demanding that the proposed state should be carved out from their locality, obviously for political convenience. The first agitation for state creation for Southeast started with Honorable Gochinyere calling for Olu State. Another lawmaker called for Adada State, while the recent one is the Etiti State, being championed by some lawmakers, including the member representing Isukwato, Umunochi Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives. Well, with all these agitations here and there, what is the possibility of achieving this particular cause, with dissenting voices here and there, for additional state to be created from Southeast when you have several agitations here and there? How possible can that be, to make sure that whatever thing you're fighting for get to you? This will be our focus on today's edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Welcome once again. Okay, so joining me virtually to discuss this particular issue is the member representing Isukwato Munochi Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Amobi Oga. He joins me virtually this morning. Good morning, Honorable. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Denica. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing very well. And you?
I'm okay.
All right. Welcome. Okay, so we just heard just a few days ago that the bill to actually seeking to create a new state from the Southeast, that is Etiti State, has actually gone past the first reading at the House of Representatives. We actually understand that you are the sponsor of that particular bill, and we want to know what actually prompted this agitation for the creation of Etiti State amidst other calls for creation of another state in the Southeast.
Okay, thank you, my brother. We all know that the issue of marginalization has been an issue for Southeastern region. The Eastern region have felt marginalized. So for us, we must start from somewhere to somewhere. If we are talking about being in Nigeria as a nation, we must get share like every other region. We have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, and the least of all is Southeast that have 5 states. Majority of other regions have 6, outside one region that has 7. We are not even talking about 7. We are talking about let us be at the level with others of at least having 6 states. And for us, we must chew on what our forefathers, who have, I will say, a better dream than even us today, who have always wished for, if we must have another state, it must come from Southeast. And remember, during the 2014 confab, there was a consensus agreement by our fathers that the Southeast state will have a state that will be taken from all part of the 5 states we have already, which is called Etiti State. But they call it equity. Equity means that we agree, but it does not mean that is the name. Because we want a state of justice. We want a state that will be for fairness. We want a state that will equalize with other regions. And for us, the burning fire is there. We have opportunity to serve our people and speak for our people. And this is the right time. So for us, when a lot of people ask us, what are we going to do so that we will stop the issue of agitation of Biafra. I said it's only two. We are not greedy. We are not greedy people. Igbos are hardworking people. We are lovers of this country than any other region. I said there are only two things. One is give us another state. Two is to release Nnamdi Kanu for us. If these two things are done, nobody will talk about issue of Biafra. We talk about Biafra because today we are feeling marginalized. Because during the time of putting Nigeria or making Nigeria work, Igbos will be at the forefront. But each time during sharing, it will be time different stories will be coming. Like our brothers from the south that are talking about Anioma. We are not talking about tribe or ethnicity, because even in the north we have some Yorubas in Kwara. We have some Fulanis in different states all over the country. It's not issue of ethnicity of tribe now. We are talking about issue of region. So nobody should come to deceive anybody. Or whenever it comes to Igbo people, they will not be talking their Igbos. When the election comes, they will not be south. We have Igbos in Ikwere are Igbos. But during the election, they will claim they are not Igbos. Now, Anioma is talking about their Igbos. Yes, we are not saying they are not Igbos. Let them be Igbos in the other across the river. We are accept it. Well, maybe if we are talking about 7 states, no problem. But for now, we are talking about having a state within the southeast region. And that state is Etiti. That is why 5 states in the southeast agreed. We, those in National Assembly here, we picked two from each, apart from Enugu that we picked 3. We picked 2 from Abia State, Iskwata and Umunoch, where I represent. We picked 2 from Imo State, Okigwe and Onimo. We picked 2 from Anambra State, Orumba South, Orumba North. We picked 2 from Ebonyi State, Ivo local government and Ohoza. We picked 3 from Enugu, Oji River, and Eri Ogu. And these people are their brothers from the origin. We have always do things together. And we cited our capital city, which will be called Equity City, along Law Banta, Ogu, and Ishiagu, where we have a massive land. So we have a plan for our people. And all we're saying is that let all Igbo nations, sons and daughters all over the world, support for this movement. We are going to get it. I don't have any doubt. I have never been in anything. I have never been part of anything. I engage myself and I fail. We are not going to fail on this. We are going to make history. And like I said when I came into National Assembly, that I know that Tinubu will release Nnamdi Kanu. And I promise everybody that Nnamdi Kanu will be out soon. And the next will be our getting one state. And that is Etiti State.
Okay, so Honorable, you will agree with me that before now, that was I think sometime last month, a colleague of yours, Ikenga Gochinyere, came up with a bill too for another state to be created from the southeast. He called it Olu State. Now, I understand that there's another agitation somewhere in the southeast, that from Soka axis, where they are also calling for other state. I'm sure you must have heard that too. Now, with all these agitations here and there, everybody wants a state carved out from his own area and all that. Don't you think that this is going to thwart the general idea of getting additional state for Southeast? Let it not be a situation where from 1999 to 2003, when the Senate seat was actually zoned to the Southeast, all the 5 southeastern states want to produce the Senate president. Is that what we are going to see with all these agitations here and there for just one state to be created from the Southeast, and everybody wants it come from his own locality? Honorable.
Okay, thank you, Ginika. See, let me tell you, this is politics. People some have their personal interest. Some are not looking at the Igbo nation at large. How can somebody be talking about Olu State? Are we talking about local government affairs here? Are we talking about senatorial zone? We are talking about a state that all Igbo will be part of all Igbo nation. That will be an equity state. Are we more intelligent than our forefathers? Are we more intelligent than our senior brother, who led the confab from the southeast? These are people who agreed that this is the way we must go. Somebody coming to talk about Olu is just being trying to be too fast than his shadow. We are not here to joke. We are not that kind of old politicians. We are young people. We are eager to make things happen. When Ojukwu went to war with Nigeria, how many years was Ojukwu? So we sometimes we feel that even we are not doing what we're supposed to do. We are not going to allow anybody to mislead us or trying to make things look as if Igbos are not together. Forget these people. Forget the people of Adada. All these things they are gimmicks. We are ready, and it is a Etiti that all of us have agreed. How can you be talking about Igbo state? You are going to Adada. You are talking about Kogi and Benue. You want to give the northern people another one in the name of Adada. And then, apart from outside the Soka, where is that? Who are those people there? Is it not Kogi and Benue people? Are they adding Adada? They are not for Igbos. You come to Anioma, when you cross Asaba, before election of 2023, 2022, the Okowa, did they accept he is an Igbo man? It was only when he was contesting for vice president, he became an Igbo man. No problem, they are our brothers. We even have Igbos in the Medugri. We even have Igbos in every part of the world. If you go to even Western world, Igbos are everywhere. So we are not rejecting anybody. But we are talking about Southeast region. So this Etiti is normal. They will sponsor a lot of people to come with a different interest. So it's normal in politics. And there is no place in the world something like this will not happen. But what we are saying is that let all of us, because when those who seem to be Igbos, when those who seem to be our fathers, stand firm, I think normally is a normal thing to do. And there is no way somebody who is going to war will go with one gun. You need to go with one or two. But you know what you want. You know the one that you have enough bullets inside.
Okay, so
I believe that Etiti is the state that we are coming with.
Okay, so so many people are of the view that we are still running around in circles, because when you look at the Etiti state that you're proposing, they say that should that particular state come on board, it may not be economically viable. Remember that oil is the mainstay of the economy of Nigeria. And the local government you mentioned, I don't know if any of them has oil, there in any of the local government. But when you look at the economic viability of these local government, of course, you'll agree with me that they are not really viable. Now, so many people say that why don't you co-opt like the people you talked about, Anioma people from Asaba, Ogwashuku, those area. Maybe you co-opt them into the new state that you want to create, and probably go to River State. The Igbo-speaking part of River State can also be co-opted into this particular project. Thereby, you are now expanding, not just running around in circle. I mean, Southeast is such a very small place. Why don't you open up so that you have enough landmass and as well more population?
Ginika, you see what you're saying now. I feel like crying here when you talk about viability. You see, what does the North have when you talk about viability? Virtually everything they use to develop in other parts of the country are taken from the Southeast and South. Which other? Tell me what they are bringing to the center. That you are talking about viability. Igbos, you know, they are industrious. Let me tell you, during the time of Nnamdi Okpara, Igbos was the fastest growing economy in the whole of West Africa. It's no issue of landmass. My local government alone, Umunoti local government and its quarter, is bigger than Lagos in landmass. What are you talking about? Give us what is due for us. Allow us. If you want, if you're talking viability, then create a regional government and see what regions can do. Let's use what we have to develop our place. It cannot, when we get to our own turn, we are talking about viability. What does Etiti man bring on board? What does the Kwara man bring on board? What does the man from Yola, Gombe, what does they bring on board? But whatever we took from our own side is what they share 20, 25, 55. And you are talking about viability. My brother, you are from Igbo. Why will you be talking that? Give me what is due for me first, before you talk about viability. When we get there, we will achieve whatever, even better than all those other people. All the other states that you're talking about being viable, who are those people making it viable? Go to Lagos. Igbos owns Lagos. Go to Abuja. Virtually everything in Abuja is owned by us. And you are talking about viability. Give us what is due for us. Give us what is our right. And allow us to see whether it will be viable or not to be viable. You are talking about maybe normal or whatever, they have oil. What have that their oil done for them? Are they better than us? In terms of, in any ramification. It's not what you have that matters. It's the capacity of people in that area that counts. So I believe that we get what is our due share in Nigeria. Nobody should be telling us viability. If there is no state that cannot feed themselves. The problem is that the nature of the constitution and the kind of nation we operate, states are made to be lazy. Because every 18th to 25th, all commissioners move to Abuja for allocation. Even today, we are fighting the issue of insecurity because the local government has failed. Even the House of Assemblies has failed. It's only National Assembly, the governors, and the presidents that even people are looking up to. If the third-tier government is working, my brother, should we be talking about insecurity? Is insecurity in the capital city? Is it not in rural areas? When governors have made local government their cash cows, let us stand to do the right thing in this country. But when you want to do that right thing, it will not be when it comes to our place and you are talking about viability. Give Igbo nation what is due for them. Let us get what is our own right first. Then we now talk about, if you want to restructure Nigeria, then we talk about restructuring. Don't talk about restructuring when you have not given us what you have given others. And that is our stand.
Okay, so
we want a state within the region of Southeast. Leave other regions. We are not talking about ethnicity here.
Okay, so Honorable, this particular bill, of course, you know that you should know that it's all about lobbying and all that. And we'll be wondering, how are you carrying every other person, or rather the critical stakeholders, along in this project? Because, I mean, the governors, the senators, the traditional rulers, and every other person that need to be carried along in this. Because it's not going to be a kind of one-man show. Otherwise, the bill may not see the light of the day. What do you think, Honorable?
I promise you it will see light of the day. You see, we are just starting. And the good thing is that this is the only bill coming from us on creation of state that all the constituencies that are involved are part of it. You see, as we have started now, the next move is that after the second reading, we begin to consult our governors And I know virtually all of them will give us that support. So we are going to consult all the necessary persons we need to consult. But I assure you that Etiti State will see the light of the day. Nothing will stop it.
So
the quality of representatives we have now, they are eager to do things for our people. Because what has been stopping us is that a lot of people are afraid, and if I say this, what will happen to me? One man can only die once. You can never die two. But speak for your people. If you die, it's good for it that your name will be there. And we are eager to make sure that what is due for us, that we get it. So that spirit is there. And we believe by the time we start our consultations, you will see that more support will keep coming.
Okay, so before it gets to third reading, would there be a kind of public hearing where different people will actually come and submit their memo and make their contributions before the bill, gets to third reading and finally passed?
That is normal thing. That must be before the third reading. After the second reading, it will go for public hearing. It's a normal thing we normally do in the house.
So,
but I know since yesterday this bill was passed, first reading, everywhere has been on fire. The reason is because we have gotten it right. Even at the other states they brought there, you can see the popularity is not there. This Etiti State was passed yesterday, first reading, but you can see the fire everywhere burning. Because we have gotten what is right. All I'm asking every Igbo son and daughter, anywhere you are, support this project. We will achieve it. We will achieve it, and nothing will stop it.
Okay, so let us now talk about some of the personal achievements of your representation in the National Assembly. I understand that you are the chairman House Committee on Malaria and HIV and Tuberculosis. Now, tell us, Honorable, how are you faring in that committee? I recall that some time ago there was the issue of vaccine for malaria. How are you dealing with that particular issue? Are we going to see it come on board any moment soon?
Yeah, you see, thank you for this question. The committee, for a long time, people have not been hearing about that committee since before I came. Because I'm somebody by special grace of God. Whatever I want to do, I do it very well. In fact, it seems somebody asked me somewhere the other day, this a new committee, why it's becoming so popular? I said this committee has been there for decades, but it takes grace of God to champion something and make it viable. We have been doing a lot, and by special grace of God, remember this is a new government. It's not easy to be able to get certain things done because the other time we talked about making malaria drug a free drug for every Nigerian because it's becoming an epidemic. For the first time, we're able to get some local funding to fight even HIV. Before now, we only depend mainly on global fund or our development partners. So government is screening interest day by day. But what I can assure you on the area of my committee that I'm chairing is that within the shortest period of time, a lot will begin to manifest. The issue of vaccine, is a delicate issue. There is a issue of are we going for vaccine? Are we not going for vaccine? There are a lot of complications, moving around about this issue of vaccine. So, but I am not a doctor, but It's not issue of being a doctor or not being in health profession. It's issue of leadership. So we are working together with our team to see that at the end of the day, we'll be able to make Nigeria proud in this committee. Thank you.
Okay, so before I let you go, Honorable, somebody just dropped a question. He said, Honorable, how do we intend to address the issue of boundary issues that may arise as some part of the LGA that you may be, co-opting into this new state may not agree in terms of boundary? So how are you going to address some boundary issues so that we do not have crisis where these people will be killing the other people?
No, I think I don't think we are going to face that. You see, Igbo people are wonderful people. It's just that we have sometimes we feel that I think we can't agree. From the little I've been here in National Assembly, we don't have party here. We can always agree, and every boundary, somebody is representing that people. So because we are working as a team, I'm not seeing issue on this issue of Etiti. Because one, let me tell you, most of these constituencies that are affected are already in minority in their different states.
Okay.
So most of them are happy because they are coming to Limelight. Because when you have a capital equity city like in between Nopanta and Ishiagu Ogu, you see that the man in Oji River in Ogu, in Aneri, is close to the city. The Umunochi man or woman is close to the city. The Squatom person is close to the capital city, Urumba North. All these people. So the issue of boundary will never be an issue because we have agreed. I didn't just bring up a deal. 5 of us agreed that let's pursue. I am just the leader of that deal. But we are in agreement. And as time goes on, all of us will go to our different constituencies to have a town hall meetings, tell them the reasons and whatever. We are coming with all those things. We are not going to shave any man say in his absence. No. But what matters is that we are starting something. And we are starting something good for our people. We are not doing it for ourselves. We are doing it for Igbo and Nigeria at large. So the issue of boundary will not be an issue. Before we're able to arrive on the final level, all these things must be resolved.
Okay. Because I recall some time ago in Anambra, the issue of Umuleri and Aguleri, boundary crisis. These are the same people, the same culture. In fact, they are brothers. They intermarry and all that. But, the crisis, the issue of boundary crisis came up and it resulted to killings. So many people died during that time. I don't know if it has been resolved by now. So that's why I'm sure the person that dropped this question.
No, that one is an internal issue. You see, creation of state is a different thing. It's a different thing. If you move to some of these constituencies I have mentioned, interview them on this new state, you will see the happiness there. Who doesn't like development? Imagine when we bring a capital city along that massive area. Would there be anything like kidnapping again?
Okay, let's.
Who doesn't like development? There is nobody. Because we are in Abia, we are a minority. Okigwe is in Imo, minority. Orumba South, Orumba North in Anambra, minority. Ogwaneri Oji in Enugu State, minority. Ivo Ozara in Boy State, minority. And we are giving ourselves a sense of belonging. And you are saying somebody will be talking about boundary. My brother, there is nothing like issue of boundary here. We all are very, very, very happy. Because at least our locals in our constituencies, we begin to see a city that may even be better than Omahia. Because we don't have much to spend in area of bringing down houses and whatever. It will be a modern city. It will be well designed. It will be a city where other cities will come and settle.
Okay, let me sincerely thank you. The member representing Isukwata Umunochi Federal Constituency at the National Assembly, Honorable Amo Bioga. Thank you so much for speaking with us on the platform this morning. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.